Welcome back to Cuz Bad Guys Tactical video. This time we're going to go over Catman, Thomas Reese Blake. A character that's actually really cool if you read comics or if you know anything about the Secret Six. He's had quite a few run-ins with Batman, quite a few run-ins with Green Arrow. The dude's total awesome. So let's go through and do his character card. So right off the bat, he's a free agent. He hates law forces, LexCorp, and Joker. So that means he can go with any crews outside of those. So like Batman, Green Arrow, any of the bad guys outside of LexCorp and Joker. Essentially the way the card reads. His weapons he's got is some catarangs. So just like Batman, he's got some throwing, boomerang, ninja star things. They're 2 stun, they're rate of fire 2, ammo 2, throwing, medium range. So he can throw them out at 40 centimeters. And they're throwing, so he can move and not lose his rate of fire when he goes and does that. He's strength 4, so he's going to be wounding on 4s when he throws them at people. Let's go through his stats. He's willpower 7, so pretty good. Strength 4, movement 3, attack 5, defense 5, endurance 8, and special 3. Attack 5 and defense 5, that's awesome. That is on par with Batman. He's going to be able to throw 5 attacks out at a time. He's going to be really hard to hit. His endurance 8 means that he's a tank. He can just soak up a ton of hits. You don't want to think that he's invincible, but he's going to be able to go out and go after some guys. Let's go to his personal traits. He's got claws, which means in close combat, instead of doing a standard stun, he is going to be able to do a bloodness stun a hit. So on top of that, with his attack 5, that's up to 5 stun, 5 blood in 1 turn. But it's possible. He's got climbing claws, so he doesn't have to spend a movement counter to start climbing up something. He can actually end on a wall for a special counter, so he can just be hanging out. He's got Master Fighter, which is a +1 to hit. So if somebody's defense is a 5, it drops to a 4, and he's just better at hitting people. He has Order, which is target a friendly model within 20 centimeters. They can reposition up to 2 of their counters, which is pretty awesome. So if you have a henchman or some guy that's out of place, that's all of a sudden needs to get somewhere, or he's gonna be attacked, you can get some of his counters onto defense. Order is really good. He has tracking, which is spend 2 special counters at the end of your turn, and then at the end of your activation, and then at the end of the turn, you can move up to 2d6 centimeters, which is pretty good because it's also tracking is done after the victory point stage has been done. So you capture victory points and then you move, so he can go get on some objective and then run off and go after a guy and then run back to the objective. I really like the way tracking works. And then my favorite personal trait that he has, superior sense of smell. It sounds really dumb, but the abilities that you get with this is amazing. He essentially doesn't require actual sight to see people. It doesn't mean that he has true vision or anything like that, but he's not affected by smoke. So that means you can pair him up with guys that have smoke, and he can run through the smoke and he doesn't care. He just jumps in there, beats the crap out of people. Smoke really messes people up in this game. It makes it so they can't spend any. They only hit and block on sixes instead of on the normal stats, and they can't move essentially. His special traits, he's got jump up. So for one movement counter, you can, if he's ever knocked down outside of his turn, so if somebody shoots him and gets some lucky hit and they score a knockdown, instead of having some crappy henchman walk up to him with a bat and like start beating on Catman, he can actually jump back up to make it so his defense isn't 2. And then Coward's Reward is another special trait. Coward's Reward is until the end of the round, when an enemy model in base-to-base contact with this character wishes to move away, it must first pass an agility roll or suffer blood damage. So he's essentially, you're going to stay next to me until I move away, and if you move away, you're going to get hurt. An agility test is you have to roll a dice equal to or under your movement value, or they're going to take a blood damage. So against henchmen, that's like killer because they're mostly movement 2, maybe 3. So that's like a free blood against them if they move away. So they won't move away. His reputation is a flat 100, which like for me, the way I play this game and the way I play this guy, 100 points, it's like totally worth it. He's cheaper than Batman, but can essentially go toe-to-toe with Batman. The only weakness that Catman has is that he doesn't have a back claw, so he can't go vertical. He like can't get on top of buildings without using his climbing claws. And then he's $100 funding because of the Catarangs, which is $100 is super cheap for this guy. I think this guy is a steal. I think the weakest point to him is that he's only strength 4. If he was strength 3, it would be like a hands down take all the time. Strength 4 does kind of tone him down a little bit, but still, he's still really, really good. I've never been disappointed playing with this guy. He is awesome. So I'm going to show you guys my paint job that I did for him, along with a little bit of my terrain in the background. It's a comic book store from TT Combat. Got to give them a shout out. Their terrain is awesome. And then the mat is from Deep Cut Studios. It's a mouse pad mat, and I haven't been more pleased with these two things of terrain. They're great. Those will be in future battle reports, and look forward to seeing those. Thanks for watching the video, and remember, 'cause bad guys.